Hello and blessings. I hope you're feeling well and you're living well and your life is full of heavenly, miraculous moments. This is the Pastor Wellness Room. The recording button is on. Going to be talking a little motivational Monday here about weed and, health and life in general. We will see who joins the room. So anyone who does join the room will be aware that this is available to be listened to later. So you're just going to have to deal with that if you want to come on stage and talk. If not, it'll probably be me here just rambling to myself as I'm messing around on my computer, trying to get things set up for actual live streaming church on Sundays better with, all of my branding and everything that I've worked so hard on. So that way I can use it in the streaming. But I've had issues getting the streaming set up in the past, unfortunately. And because of that, I'm trying again now that the fog from COVID has cleared up. This room is replays are on, David, just so you know. How you doing, brother? Wait, did you say something, David, and I couldn't hear you? Say something again. Hold on. Let me jump on my computer, too.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there we go. Now I got you.
Yeah, I was doing my Bluetooth and then I took off Bluetooth for a second so I could talk. But that's two of you. Wow. There's Pot and Murdoch.
Is there an echo is the question.
Not really, not.
Okay, good. Because that's what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's Monday motivation. I figured I'd open a room. I was feeling very motivated today after a very long day yesterday in the fucking church room that went 9.5 hours. 9.5 hours.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of interesting conversations in there and whatnot. And so, but yeah, so right now I'm just kind of trying to get my computer set up so I can actually start. Now that I can live stream on my YouTube for Cannabis Church. I want to be able to set it up with through my OBS because I tried that last time. I tried that, last year. I just couldn't get it set up. It wasn't working right. I was yelling at the computer. I was yelling at the internet. My brain just wasn't cooperating either. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try again. So I figured I'd open a room and have a chat with some friends and see who needed a motivational speech or see who had good motivational advice for people listening in on the replay for their start of the week here.
Nice. Well, I just finished my MBA class. So that was fun. And had a good time with them. They asked good questions as always. And yeah. I have to make the midterm now, and it's a new motivation to make the midterm.
Ooh, excellent. Well, what's your midterm on?
A whole bunch of supply and demand stuff, classes today, different stuff, present value calculations, determining the optimal quantity of labor for a firm, things like that.
What kind of final is this? Is this like a written or like questions or?
Oh, it'll be questions, but it'll be like a written thing that they'll upload online.
Gotcha. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you're a smart brother. First of all, I love you and I believe in you. So I know you can do it. I know you'll get a good grade. I know you'll get a good score, and you'll be super proud of yourself by the end of the test, as I am proud of you always. Uh, Secondly, let your stoner mentality kick in, brother. Start thinking about supply and demand through the eyes of hemp in the cannabis world. If you gotta correlate it, and I bet you that'll help some of those answers sink in a little better.
Yeah. Well, I have to make a test, not do the test, but
Oh,
I guess
you're
I have to
making the test.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So this is for your students.
Yeah, for my students.
then definitely incorporate some fucking hemp in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Use this as a platform to really show them how supply and demand works, and utilizing laws and state transit and all of that. Like you could, fun. Oh, you got this. You got this.
Yeah.
You're gonna nail this. I thought you meant you were taking a test for like something new, and I was like, all right, that's interesting. Oh
Yeah,
no.
no.
Be,
I'm done
definitely
taking tests.
include
I'm
some
gonna
hemp.
take them now. But yeah, it's fun actually. Next week, Corey's gonna come into my class hopefully, and do a little guest lecture.
Like through video conference, or he's actually coming
No,
out?
he's visiting. He's visiting next Sunday to Monday, or
Oh,
Sunday to
nice.
Tuesday for me. Yeah, he's leaving Tuesday morning, and my class is Monday, so he'll
Oh,
be
good.
here
That'll be
Sunday
fun.
night, all day Monday, and then a little bit Tuesday until he goes to the airport.
Okay, so there's your motivation, is that your brother's coming into town to hang out and give you that human contact and connection you need. So your motivation is to get that shit done before he gets into town.
Yeah,
So
well,
that way you could get prepared and relax and have some chill time before he gets there.
yeah, I gotta get it done today actually, because I told him I'd give him a full week to do it, so it's gonna post tonight, and then it'll be due by Monday night next week. So that
Nice.
way they have a little bit of a week to do it.
That was a good hit. Damn, keep me motivated and keep me pain free so I can do what I'm trying to do here on in my chair, with in between. I got two different screens going at once between my laptop and my Mac.
Yeah.
We'll see. We will see if I can get this done. See, I have Mac and I have issues together. We don't get along. we are not getting along lately.
Yeah, I'm not a big Mac Apple guy, generally speaking.
Yeah, it's funny, I was a PC person and then got an iPhone, and then because of trying to get into entertainment and directing and editing and all of that, and pretty much everyone, the standard was uh, um, the Apple Pro. For that was, nobody was using Event, which they're using now, or Google has a really good one for editing, but back then it was just the one. So I switched over to completely Mac, and have been Mac so long that the last couple times I tried to use a PC, I felt like throwing it through the window because I was just like so confused. I was so out of my element, just like, no, I have no clue what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I like PC better, but that's what I've always used. I haven't really used any Apple products in the past. So I find them overpriced for what they actually do. I feel like, I don't know, that's just me,
Yes,
but
yes. And actually, I'm not gonna lie. From when I switched and became a pretty much all Apple guy, the product's gone downhill.
yeah. Well, good news is I'm almost home, which means I'm almost ready to smoke.
Oh, sweet. Well, I got a bowl here loaded. I will smoke with you. I don't need to smoke as much as I did yesterday for that was a long room yesterday. That was a very
Yeah,
long room
wow.
today. I'm surprised I didn't sleep in today either, but I also went to bed somewhat early because of it. But it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, so last week I did absolutely no work, which was great, but then I had to wake up at 3 a.m. today to do my work to get ready for class today. That was less fun.
So what do you do to motivate yourself to get up that early, for one, and then to stay motivated once you've gotten up that early to get through your day, as someone who's just not a fucking morning person? You got any advice for me, let alone anyone listening?
my advice is kind of like Nike. Just do it. Like you gotta just like force yourself to do it. Because I did not want to wake up at 3 a.m. at all. But I knew that if I didn't do that, because I left all the work for today, I would not get my work done, and then I would look like an idiot for my students, not knowing what to say to them. And I can't be looking like an idiot for my students. So I just did it and woke up. And so my advice to you is don't look like an idiot in front of my students. Get up and do your work. I don't know if that was helpful or not.
Your advice is shame. Shame yourself into getting shit done, huh?
Right, yeah. And save it for the last minute so you have no choice but to get it done at that point.
Oh my goodness.
Not
I
the
hear you,
best
Doc.
advice.
I have a
Not the best
lifetime.
advice.
I got a lifetime of procrastination. So,
Yeah.
it's funny though because since my health has changed and and it's kind of changed my brain in the way that works. Like I used to always say, like I love the stress and the procrastinate. I got my best work done in the on the 12th hour, the 13th hour, whatever that saying is. The last second. It now complete opposite. No, that's I avoid stress at all costs for health purposes.
Right.
Okay. For mortality purposes, I get stressed out, my throat closes, I stop breathing, I die. So
Yeah.
that's it. it's really that fucking simple. So take care of your health and wellness, people.
True. Yeah, my strategy might not work for everyone, for sure.
But that still may be good advice out there for someone, not for me.
Right.
What positive things do you tell yourself to keep yourself motivated, my brother?
Yeah, I got this. That I'm smart and capable, and things like that.
I concur. You do got this. You are smart. You are capable.
And now I'm also home, which means smoking time.
I'm literally waiting for you to load a bowl so I can have a hit.
All right, give me 1 minute and I'll be with you.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. How you doing down there, Stony, Susan, Lisa, Butter? Butter, I don't know. Is anyone else here in Clubhouse having this issue? Like, I have refollowed you like 4 times, Butter, and for some reason it keeps they keep kicking you out of my little friends list, and I don't know why. It's driving me. Fix that, Clubhouse, please. I've noticed that not just with you, Butter, but with like a few people, and I keep having to go back in and refollow. It gets annoying. I mean, it's not annoying to follow you. It's annoying that they keep removing you from my friends list, and I got to keep going back and following you. That gets
No,
annoying.
I just looked and I followed you back a while ago too. So now that you say it, I'm looking at my shit. Something is going on. That's weird.
Yeah, no, it is weird. And I've noticed it. It's not like with everybody. It's just like picks random people and does it to them consistently. And you're one of those people. Like I've noticed 3 times. Like all of a sudden, I'll be in a room with you, and I'm like, "Hey, Butter's talking," and I'm like, "Oh, cool. She got a new logo," and I'll click on it there, and I'm like, I'm not following you. I'm like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Yeah, I'm only seeing it if I click on your page. Yeah, but don't worry, we'll fix that. But I'm about to roll up and then take my dog to get some ice cream in case she has the Monday blues too. I don't know.
Oh hell yeah! Pets are another great way to get motivated to get through any day. As someone who has 3 pets literally here, a cat at my foot and 2 dogs right behind me, and they're all service animals as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I don't wake up early enough, my cat will paw on my face until I wake up. Because when I wake up, my cat gets treats. My cat likes treats, so he was very happy when I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning because he got treats very early. That means.
My cat likes treats. I like that.
Yeah. All right. I'm packed up. I'm ready to go, Casey.
See, Stony, I've followed you like fucking 5 times, Stony. I swear to God. Okay, let's have a hit. Cheers. Sending up prayers to the
Cheers.
world and for everybody's health and wellness, and may you stay motivated throughout the week, not just, days that rhyme.
Cheers to that.
Yep. There we go. Okay. Woo. That was a bigger hit than I was expecting. Here's another motivational tip that I love. You know, they say a messy environment is the sign of a brilliant mind, but every now and then you got to tidy that shit up now and then. And they say surround yourselves with love and people that love you and know you well. And while I was doing that, I forgot that I had a picture over here under some old mail I hadn't checked and other paperwork I needed to go through and stuff, and it was laying down instead of standing up. And it's a picture of me and my boys, two of my best friends, and my cousin Sheldon. Rest in peace. And surrounding myself with love. It's nice to have that just up there, right to my left, just right there where I can see it.
I have a good motivational tip, actually. This one I got from one of my brothers a while back. When I was in college, I heard this. I don't know why this works, but it seems to. So, if you stand, especially this works especially well if you're standing in front of a mirror, but I think it works even if you're not in front of a mirror. So stand in front of a mirror, puff out your chest, and put your fists on your side, like a Superman pose is what it's called. Get into like a Superman pose, where your chest is all puffed out, your hands are on your fist form on your sides, and just keep like that for like 10, 15 seconds, and it gives you confidence. Apparently, again, I'm not sure why that works, but apparently it does. So something about your body posture getting all straightened up and like you get a
Yeah,
really confident pose.
it's an empowering pose. For anyone out there that watches Grey's Anatomy, she does it like when she needs motivation before she goes in for surgery and starts cutting up on people, which is kind of cute. And some of the other attendees have started taking up that tradition, so it's kind of fun to watch, quite frankly. But yeah, it's supposed to be an empowering pose and kicks in the endorphins and adrenaline and different brain chemistries. There's actually some science behind the pose on why it does work, but just I like just when you know uh, Down the Road Show is an 11-year-old podcast, the original first ever video podcast that I'm aware of. Out there, period. I know it was the very first on YouTube of its kind back in 2011. And one of my favorite few questions to end podcasts with on Down the Road Show, because it started out as nerdy subject matter, now it's more social awareness, but was to ask people, who's their favorite superhero, who's their favorite villain, because you can tell a lot about people by those answers, really, especially if they're in the comic books or if they're just into movies, period. It doesn't have to be comic booky. My favorite villain is Darth Vader, who now has his own comic books but didn't start out that way, because he's got such a great story arc and started out. And now that we're adults, he was my favorite villain because he was a villain, such a great amazing villain as a kid. And Empire Strikes Back ended with the bad guys winning. That kind of stuff just didn't happen back then when I was a kid in movies. It blew my mind. He became the baddest, coolest villain ever on the big screen, period, bar none. And then now we get the prequels and we get to see how he started as a kid and his transition, whether you like those films or not, into the dark side and become the villain. It gives him a bigger, broader story arc, and then his kid bringing him back to the light side, and then his kids carrying on the story from there. It just makes a more well balanced, full story of a villain, showing the gray areas as well as the light areas involved. And what makes a villain. And the best villains out there always think they're on the side of right, and they're the ones that are doing the right thing. They're motivated by their choices and motivations because they think they're saving people and they are right. So, you
So
know,
I think for that similar reason, that's why I like Magneto. Is probably my favorite villain.
who?
Magneto is a great Magneto from X
Oh,
Men.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Great villain for that same reason. Like it's very understandable why he is the way he is. Like growing up in the Holocaust and whatnot, surviving that, and like being like, oh, okay, this we're gonna do another genocide against mutants this time, so we have to like be on the right side of this and like win this war that's inevitably coming. And he's super right as well. Like that's exactly what would happen. It would be humans versus mutants. 100%, there'd be a war, and like he'd be the general uh, of the mutants. And fuck, like he's so right about everything he says. And Professor X is a chump. He can read minds based on another human condition. So Magneto all the way when it comes to X Men. Him and Mystique, I love Mystique as well
Yep.
because she's just good of her power and like her whole.
Mystique's amazing. Mystique's amazing. Yeah, yeah. Whereas in see now, okay, now think about that superhero pose you're talking about, and go back to the original source matter. What superhero do you immediately think of when you think of that superhero pose?
Superman.
Exactly, and that's my all-time favorite fucking superhero too. And he's
Yeah.
one of the ultimate superheroes, one of the original superheroes that is the reason we have so many superheroes now, and superhero genres and comic books were even started, and we got all these amazing movies and content coming out is because of the original Superman comic book. And when you think of that superhero and that superhero pose, you think of the Man of Steel. You think of a alien. Okay, and here's why he's my favorite hero. You think of an alien sent here from a planet desolate, alone, no one else of his kind. He is the ultimate of all superpowers, and this is what makes the Superman story so amazing in the way it's evolved from its origin story compared to alternate reality stories that exist now, like the Red Sun. So the original story where he lands in Kansas and he's brought up by the Kents, who are just a sweet, loving middle American family, right? Well, they instill him with all those motivational factors of love and family and society and peace to become the superhero that he becomes, to become Superman, to make all those moral choices that really make him the Boy Scout and so hard to write, and why a lot of people prefer Batman over Superman because he's dark and edgy and just got he's got an attitude problem and anger management issues, quite frankly. Uh, uh, though Superman does too, and they forget about that in the writing, and they can make Superman a lot cooler. Uh, but part of that is like he is the ultimate. He's pretty much a god of superheroes. So he chose to be a superhero. He chose to be a good guy. He could have been the ultimate villain. Superman could have been the ultimate villain. And that's why I always recommend Red Sun, which is an alternate reality story where he lands in the Soviet Union back in the day instead. And you see how that changed the history and the future of planet Earth compared to the way it is now. So, really interesting perspective there. And and that's why those are my two favorites. And then my third favorite question to follow up was always, who's your real life hero? Who inspires you on a daily basis? Who do you look up to? David?
I mean, I probably more than one person, but probably my dad and some of my teachers.
Yeah, and it's funny how people be like, "Oh, I don't want to be cliche," but what's cliche about looking up to, your parents, or especially an educator, someone who shaped your mind and was an amazing role model? There's nothing cliche about that. That's the way it should be. That's the way it used to be.
Right, and
That's the way it should be again.
most
That's the way
of
it
that
could
being
be.
some like celebrity I've never met, like that makes no sense to me. Like, of course, it's someone in my own life. Like that's what I have to look up to because like some celebrity I have never. Some people would be like, "Oh, like Elon Musk or some other like famous person, right?" And I feel like that's kind of a lame answer unless you like actually know that person, because then you're just looking for the idea of someone. You don't really know how they are, like you know, versus someone in your own life. Looking up to them, I feel like is almost more authentic, because like, oh, I've seen how this person actually operates like in the real world around me, and that actually has inspired me to be a better person and to do something differently with my life.
Right,
So,
exactly. And celebrities and athletes and musicians, they're real people too, and it's great to be motivated and inspired by them. But when it comes to that daily source, it should be someone in your life, and why not yourself? You should be motivating yourself. You should be looking up to yourself, David, as an educator, as a teacher, and what you're about to prepare for your students, and the way you represent the cannabis community with pride and respect for the plant and people who grow it and who are involved in it. So you yourself should also be a source of inspiration and motivation, as far as I'm concerned. You definitely inspire and motivate me.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've never really thought about myself as a source of motivation, but you're right. I mean, I should be motivated by my own accomplishments and like what I've gotten so far, and how I can continue to go further, um, and be even better than I have been in the past. Right? 'Cause that is its own motivation. Is like trying to beat your own best, right? And whatever activity you're talking about, it's just about using yourself as a benchmark, because that's really the only person you can use as a benchmark is your past self. Using anyone else as a benchmark for really any activity is kind of stupid, because like comparing yourself to someone else doesn't really make much sense because you're different people under different conditions. But comparing yourself to your past self, like see, like, oh look, I used to only be able to do that, but now I can do all this, right? And now I'm better. I think is a good way to motivate yourself for sure. Like, look how far I've
Yeah,
come.
exactly. No, exactly. And you're 100% right. And that goes for everybody listening to this right down there. I see you guys. You guys all inspire me and motivate me all the time in here in Clubhouse. And it's no different than Tom Brady, who's the greatest quarterback of all time. Ugh, damn, that hurts to say. But who's he competing with? He's not competing with quarterbacks of the past. He's not competing with anyone today. And the greatest athletes of all time will all tell you that they never competed with anyone other than themselves. They're competing with their yesterday. They're competing with themselves today. They're competing with themselves 5 minutes ago, and they can't wait to compete with themselves tomorrow. Here's my Monday quarterback for you.
Yeah, I was thinking like a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, even when you're talking about that too. As like all time great basketball players.
Oh yes, yeah. That's my number one and two. Jordan, then Kobe, and then uh, I go Magic, then LeBron. Y'all can debate from there. That's but those are my top four as far as I'm concerned of the greatest of all time in the way they, in just championship level attitude. I'm not gonna lie. I say it all the time. I think LeBron is soft, like soft serve ice cream. I don't think he has the heart of a champion in the way those other four I said do. That do or die attitude when it comes to not giving up in the last second or in the second half of the game. It's just skill is one thing you cannot teach heart.
Mm.
If that makes sense. You got heart, David. Gil's got heart. Jeff's got heart. Peter's got a shit ton of heart. Leah's got amazing heart. Robin's got heart. Lisa's got heart. Susan got heart. I see y'all down there. The replays are on. This is Monday Motivation. Just testing out some new stuff in the new room. I'm trying to get my streaming going. What am I doing wrong on this audio? Damn it! I'm gonna have to Google this later.
Yeah. Yeah, something that I think my dad definitely has that I think I got from him is the idea of heart, you know, that sort of endurance and relentlessness towards one's goals. I think it's really important in life. And so something I try to carry through, in my life at this point, and going forward. So, yeah. Got this big interview tomorrow that I'm looking forward to. And hopefully that goes well. Yeah. So I'm starting to motivate myself for that. Get ready for whatever questions they might ask me.
Yeah.
And
That mental focus, it's just like seeing the shot going in before you shoot it. You see it go in 1,000 times before you shoot it once.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I video edit, it's one of the reasons I hate doing my own editing, especially when I've been out at a convention and filming, because what happens is I'll film all weekend. Okay, I'll film a couple hours at a time on Friday, morning, then Friday afternoon, then Friday night, and the same with Saturday and the Sunday. And then I got just hours and hours and hours of footage to go through at that point, over the next few weeks after a convention. And it gets hard to motivate myself to do it because practice makes perfect, blah 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 blah. Well, in order to have a finished edit product, and whether people will say it's professional to their opinion or mine, but in order for me to approve putting it out and be edited well enough, I'm going to view each video about 100 times and then cut those down into little clips, and each of those clips I'm going to view 10, 20, 30, 100 times while pasting them together with other clips and making sure they don't overlap and they start right and the audio quality is right. It's just the monotony of it gets really difficult, and that's why my hands don't even. I'm not even bothering now because of my hands; they won't cooperate. But the mental acuity it takes and the monotony behind it. That's why I love video editors and respect them and what they do, because I don't like doing it. I do it out of necessity. So yeah, getting yourself motivated to do those kinds of things can be difficult for ourselves at times. I know for me personally, uh, that's why I leave some of my poor edits and oldest stuff up on Down the Road Show's YouTube channel, because it does motivate me to see how far I've come as a producer, as a director, as an editor, as a creator, as a content creator, to see how far I've come, see how far I've come with my lettering and logo making and motion making. I got my own damn universe with multiple galaxies spinning around now, and I personally made each one of those planets and each one of those galaxies myself. That's stuff I could not have done 10 years ago. And it's all from failure after failure after failure that I learned from to get better and better and better to get to the point where I am. And that's no different with all of us. Failure can sink us, or we can learn from it, and we can rise above and use that as motivation in a positive way and not look back on it negatively and feed that into our future and everything we're doing. Because, we don't forget, we just move forward and we do better and become better and be the best versions of ourselves. And am I making movie magic? Am I going to be doing a $10 million budget movie anytime soon? No, but I like where I've come in my content creation as far as professionalism and look and quality. And I couldn't have got that without all the failures and without motivating myself through, because I got some haters out there, trust me. I got some haters. Me and Bat, we like to joke about me. One of my all-time favorite YouTube comments back when I first started was, "Who is this fat nobody? And why does he keep talking over William Atherton? Won't he just let him finish his answers?" Dude was right. Like, I learned a lot from that in interviewing celebrities from that statement and rewatching that interview because of that statement. I've actually become a better interviewer and a better moderator and a better podcaster because of that one dude's statement. The fat nobody part was true too. Now I'm a fat half nobody somebody. but it's still funny to me. So choose your motivation.
Hey, you're somebody to me. You're somebody to me, Casey. Yeah, go back to the editing thing. I think it sounds like super time consuming and very monotonous. Very monotonous. I can't say that word. Whatever. And yeah, I like that you keep your YouTube videos up from way back from when you started and use that as motivation. I think that's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, because it's not in a egotistical, prideful way, but it is definitely a point of pride to see how far I've come. I didn't go to school. I have tons of friends who went to all kinds of art schools in LA and across the country and expensive colleges and whatnot. I didn't go to school. I was a bartender. I learned all this from my friends who did go to art school while working on set for free with other people or doing videography for behind the scenes for other friends projects. So that way I got to learn and meet grips and meet people in the lighting and meet other producers and learn from them and learn to be quiet, which is difficult for me, and observe. I've always been good at observing and learning that way, but shutting the fuck up, not always. So it's taking advantage of those kinds of opportunities, and learning the hard way, and being self-taught while utilizing my friends who knew better, who had the time to give me pointers when they could. So, because when I first started, I couldn't edit anything, and my bass player, Rabbit, who went to school for video editing and photojournalism and used to work for the LA Times before they went digital, and he got fired as a photojournalist. He did all my first few videos and all my original editing for me because I had no clue what to do. So once again, surround yourself with talent and people who want to see you succeed and people who love you, and you can learn from them, and they will motivate you as well.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
All
You know
right.
what
So
motivates me right now is money. Not acquiring it, but the lack thereof.
yes.
Like, not having money is a problem. I don't need to be a billionaire. I don't care a shit about that. Like that, it'd be nice, obviously, but like whatever. I don't really need that much money. I just need enough money to buy some weed and like buy everything else I need and a couple things I want, and that's it. Live kind of comfortably. That's all I want. That's all I think most people want. So that's what motivated me to get like a full time job now because I've been working part time since last June. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't need to be a billionaire or millionaire, and if that's people's motivations, that's fine, But to live comfortably and not have to struggle, I mean, that's what most people need, require, and motivates most of us. See, like Christina just popped in the room. I followed you last night, and it says I'm not following you again. It's exactly what I'm talking about. So annoying, Clubhouse. Will you please fix your shit?
Well, while we wait for Clubhouse to fix their shit,
But anyway, if anybody else has any replays are on, if anyone wants to come up, raise your hands. If you have any advice for motivation, if you want me to babble into your ear and motivate you myself, that is why I opened this room. Or I'll shut the hell up and close this room shortly. You guys decide. Message me. You guys decide. Where's the chat? Tell me in chats.
Yeah, the chat from Leah a little while ago.
You had a chat with who?
We had a chat. The only person watching the chat was Leah a
Oh,
little while
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
She
no,
said
I
much
just
love
went in
to
there and
the
saw it. I always forget chat is
fine.
new on here. I totally, completely forget it
Yeah.
exists. Ugh.
Very new.
Yeah. How you doing today, Christina? You got any motivation for people?
Oh, I'm kind of looking for some. I've got to get some because my brother and his family left yesterday, and I lounged around all day. You know that I was talking to y'all. So now I have taken all the sheets off the beds, and I have gotten them upstairs, but not into the laundry and towels. They're all in a basket. And I also gathered up my jar of flour and was going to head outside to kind of chill for a bit. And but then I need to get up and move because we have contractors coming tomorrow to start another project at our house, and we've got to clear out the living room to do that. So I have a lot I have to do today, and I'm still slow, but
Got you.
came here to
Oh.
listen to the pastor.
Okay, we're here for you, Christina. First of all, number one tip ever, 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 ever for anyone listening to this. Downtime is so important. But what's more important than downtime is doing it right. What are we thinking about? Are we stressing ourselves out about why we're taking the downtime? We're taking the downtime for what's about to come. So if you're thinking about that the entire time, there's one thing for pre-gaming and pre-planning and making sure you're, where do the movers move in this? This is pre-boxed, this is labeled, that kind of stuff. But anything that's going to be stressing you out is taking you away of your downtime and your relaxation. So that's where meditation comes into play. That's where a good clubhouse room comes into play, conversation or text with a friend, anything that is a positive, uplifting reaction that's going to take your mind and focus away from whatever it is was stressing you out that you needed the downtime from in the first place. I know I'm a creature of habit, and it's so easy to just go down those paths and dwell on the things that I was trying to get away from to begin with that are stressing me out and cause me health issues to begin with that I shouldn't be over analyzing and over contemplating. So it's getting out of our heads, and cannabis is a great way to get out of our heads. That's why a lot of us here are connected to the plant and connected to each other over cannabis, is because it does help us get out of our heads and relax and de-stress in ways alcohol or pills don't work for us, even though other people prefer that as their own personal medication for mental health, whether they believe they're using it that way or not. Most of them are using it that way, not just to party. Most people are using it for mental health reasons. So we should be afforded the same freedoms and the same dignities when it comes to public use, for one, private use, for two, and not being looked down on by basically society for making that health conscious choice for ourselves that we think might be a good health conscious choice for other people to consider, which is what Pastor Wellness is all about. That kind of coaching for people who are looking to get into the cannabis, CBD, or hemp game to change their health and wellness. And so, sitting down, relaxing, and smoking with some friends here in Clubhouse is proper motivation. You're doing it right. Just don't stress yourself out overthinking the things you were trying to get away from while you're doing that. That's my tip for you at the moment.
Taking one step, it's in the laundry basket, and I'm going to sit outside here and listen to the birds and hang and chill with you guys for a bit. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I love the outdoors. The birds. I was up early this morning. I'm surprised I was up at sunrise for how long of a day I had yesterday, to be frank. And letting the dogs out, and it was just like every bird in the neighborhood was just screaming for sex. That's all I hear when I hear them chirp now. It's sex, 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 sex. Because I saw a meme, and that just meme runs through my head now, and it's just hilarious to me. But yeah, that's always a great way to start the day and getting out there in nature. And I miss sunlight. I got to enjoy it before sunlight hits my skin. So, but yeah, birds, nature. Go for a hike. Go for a walk. That's another great way to spend some downtime in nature. Just go for, you don't have to go for a jog. Just go for a casual, leisurely walk on a nice path, or go for a roll, Peter, down a sidewalk somewhere that you're safe, in a park, where there's some, outdoor atmosphere and some noise. I can't go for walks. I can't go do any crazy climbing up mountains and trees like I used to anymore. So I got to think about safety first too now. Something I wasn't thinking about until I was literally saying it. That's that's how much my life has changed. Literally didn't think about it until it was coming out of my mouth. But right now, I'm gonna make myself some iced tea. I got some of my Pastor Wellness Heavenly Tea, and the other day I had the idea. I'm like, well, why don't I take some of this freshly brewed tea and fill my ice cube trays for even better? Because I hate it when my tea gets watered down by the ice. Like, I'm losing the flavor. And the reason I'm drinking it is for all the herbs and spices in there that help me with my arthritis and neuropathy on a daily basis. So I don't want it watered down, quite frankly. So this has actually improved the drinking. I'm not sure who gave me the idea. The idea popped up while I was in one of these rooms.
Somebody gave me a gift a few years ago. They're like, I think they're aluminum ice cubes that you freeze and they
Oh,
don't melt any water in your beverage. So those have come in handy.
really? Those sound nice. Now, as a former alcoholic and a Scotsman, I've done the, because I love me some, still love Scotch, even though I don't drink anymore. I can't help it; it's in my blood. I'm Scottish. But there's these, the real popular, these rocks. They're like lava rocks, and then you freeze them and you throw them in your Scotch, so it doesn't water down your Scotch. But just I never kept my Scotch cold enough, long enough, and just didn't like it, and all of that, and yeah, love those kind of products. Those are cool. I was my sister and I were just reminiscing because we're so old about those old school. Some of you down there probably remember those old school ice trays that were the full on metal that you had the giant crank to break up the ice in the middle back in the day before plastic ice trays. Oh my gosh, those things were chaotic. Explode half the time they'd explode all over the kitchen.
We're supposed to have a warm day today up here in the Bay. So I'm going to go put on shorts in a bit, but I had a fleece on and fleece pants a minute ago, and I'm sitting outside and I'm going to change pretty quickly here.
Yeah, yeah. Like my mom always says, and there's another motivational to get back to that. I was going to say, David, to follow what you said up earlier about your dad motivating you. Same. My mom and her resilience as a widow and a single mother and changing careers into a mostly male dominant career and being an inspiration for so many people in her career and company for women to start in that company and succeed and move up back when she did and help so many others and work in a way in sales of with compassion that wasn't sales driven first. I think that's one of the reasons my mom's been so damn successful is I think she's probably worked harder than anyone I've ever seen in insurance, make sure that the people in her life that have helped being responsible for, you know, the money she had raising me got the money they deserved and needed from the insurance companies when the insurance companies were originally denying them to make sure their paperwork was filled out properly and put in properly and that they were getting servicing accounts and servicing not just accounts but individuals in ways I have personally never ever gotten from any insurance whatsoever in my entire life. So that in itself has been inspiring to see and motivational for me. So uh, I forgot to share that when you were talking about your dad, David. So being motivated by the people we love and especially our parents and those people we look up to like that display that display pride and power and salesmanship, but compassion and lovingness at the same time. Yeah, those are people who we should look up to and motivate us. Ooh, Cottonmouth is gone now.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Oh, man. I'm tired. It's been a long day already.
All right. Well, speaking of motivation, it looks like someone here's motivating me to let them out and go potty, huh? Because they finished their breakfast finally. Oh my goodness. Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
You dogs.
Yeah, man. They are good dogs. They are good dogs. Let's hold on. Let me throw my hoodie on there. That breeze out there is a little cold. It's a little cold out there, guys. Yeah, I know. I know you're excited. You got the fur. So I'm considered a bear in cultures I don't belong. I'm not as furry as you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I thought that was funny, David.
that's fine.
It's fucking true. So this happened in, when was it, 2017? I think it was 2017. All of a sudden, I wake up one Saturday and I'm tagged in this gay Instagram profile as a bear. They had totally stole one of my photos. Go ahead, Zika. From Instagram and took it and posted me. And just, me and Bat had a good time that day. Laughed my butt off. It was funny. It was funny. They found a shirtless picture of me, and
I am bear-like as well.
so there we go. I took it as a compliment. Just to
Yeah.
even make, they have a lot of followers, so just to even make their site, to make their Instagram, that was a compliment.
Yeah. Someone who ran that thought you were attractive enough to list you on
Right?
their website. Self compliment.
You know, when I'm not being hit on, it's obviously not a compliment. So,
Right.
by anyone, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, it could be
That's
worse. It could have called you a fat nobody.
right. Look, I've had an open flirt policy. I'll flirt with anyone, anytime. I always have. That's
Oh,
always been my policy. Flirting is fun.
yeah.
Flirting, gets those endorphins going. Flirting makes people feel good. I was just saying this yesterday. My favorite all-time things in the restaurant industry was flirting with those 80 and 90-year-old women. Who it's just them and their husband, and you can just tell they rarely talk anymore. They're both kind of grumpy and set in their ways. And I come along and just like, boom, I'm gonna lay it down. I'm gonna get your heart beating, and all of a sudden the husband's like, "Thank you, I gave you a little extra. I gave you a fat tip, which means 10%, not actual 15. But if you're getting 10% from that age group, man, you kicked some serious ass as a server." And one of my all-time favorite ones was just like, he's like, "I really got to thank you, son. You made her day, and I didn't even have to talk to her."
That's funny.
It's like those old school, those boomers, man. Just like, oh, they crack me up. They're always fun to serve. But like, yeah, I have an open flirt policy. I'll flirt with anyone. I don't care.
Nice.
Yeah, flirting to be fun. Doesn't have to do with sex. People, calm shit down. Same with compliments. I love throwing out compliments. It's only been recent in my life I've learned to accept compliments.
That too is a skill.
It takes practice. Most things do take practice. They take the mental focus first. To decide to even do that, then you have to do it. Like everything, you can go to all the therapists you want, but if you're not putting in the work for your mental health, therapy is not going to work. Oh, hi, sweet girl. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm getting fresh air. Yes. She's such a sweet girl. She is the heaviest breathing dog we have ever owned. To the point we were concerned and asked the vet, and they're like, nope, some dogs just pant this heavy. That's just the way she is. And it's just like, okay. Whereas now it's just like, it's almost like rhythmic and can calm you down at night when it's time for bedtime. Whoa! We're lucky we didn't get pooped on. That was about 30 pigeons that just took off all of a sudden. They're circling back. Look out. Come on, bud. There you go. Oh, it is a gorgeous day. Ugh. All right. Well, if nobody else needs any personal motivation, I think I'm going to close the room and stay motivated and see if I can get my OBS and YouTube tied up together and test out a stream. And see if I can get this computer actually working and my brain working all at the same time, and see if I can get this dialed in this week before church again on Sunday. So, wish me luck.
Good luck. Until next time. Cheers.
Good luck, Casey.
Cheers, much love. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to click the little greenhouse up there and follow Pastor Wellness. I'll try to do more rooms where we'll be doing, our live broadcast when I do Pastor Wellness podcast, while I interview other health and wellness cannabis forward people from the industry. And not all rooms will be replays, and we open up just rooms and have casual talks that don't always have to be Cannabis Church and Cannabis Church related, but treat yourself well, live well, treat yourself heavenly, smoke as much as you want without shame, do it with pride, and we'll see you somewhere down the road here at Pastor Wellness. Ending this room in 3, 2, 1 with love. Live well.